Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. I've got quite a balanced rack, close to a bingo, but I'm not seeing one. So, how to sort the rack out? I can play Loy. Rack leave not great, but not terrible. What about playing Truly? Not good? Okay, let's get my Scrabble head on. I'm going back to Loy. And this is quite a vulnerable rack leave. I could draw poorly. Okay, that's not bad at all. Jarrow sight through an S, no 7, but a good scoring tile in the J, and even if I just play J-O, then the rack leave is good. One of my hesitations about Loy is that, although it avoids placing a vowel next to a premium square, quite a lot of high-scoring tiles go above the Y. Also, Loy takes some front hooks. Okay, great, only 12 points. Do I have a bingo with any of the floaters? This rack plus a C, not seeing anything. How about a U? No. Okay, so what do I have? Nothing goes in front of C. Can I reach the triple word square? What goes in front of U? Just my O. Okay, not seeing anything there. So, can I get my J tripled? Not through the U. Koyo only takes an S. How about through this C? No. Do I have anything which goes in front of Loy? I don't. So, having extolled Joe, look at this, just a miserable 13 points. But it's quite a tight play, doesn't really offer much to opponent. Is this really the best I can do? Absolutely dismal. Yeah, I am not seeing anything better, so I could put the J between these two O's, but I want to play off an O. I'm going with this. And nothing goes in front of LO, so row J is all that I'm providing in addition. So Vera Trin onto an N. Not seeing a 7 here. But it's close to a bingo, just the V, which is really problematic. So do I have anything through LO? No, don't think I do. Oh, wow, what a play from opponents. 69 points. There goes the first blank. Voidance takes an A in front and an S afterwards. Do any of these floaters give me a bingo? And there aren't many of them. The... No. O. So that gives me the over prefix. Nope, not seeing anything. I, only just available, but I could have an IER ending. But I'm not seeing one. Opponent did play an N, but not in the right spot for me to bingo. So, well, I do have the A front hook for voidance. Do I have any 5-letter play ending in A? Don't think so. A longer play would open access to triple word squares. So what about column 8? Do I have a 6-letter play ending in N? No, not seeing one. Gosh, tricky stuff. So how about doing this? VAR for 22, keeping a decent 4-letter set. I am going with this. Okay, I have Icterid, Does that play? Not sure it does. Just the A front hook. Oh, and 47 for opponent, and does not provide a spot for my bingo. The anagram of victory is Dictia, and that does play. Wow. Glad I retrieved that. So Dictia for 81. Bang! And what a pickup. This is much better than an average set of 7 random tiles. So I have traipsed through the R. I have an A for Voidance. I have Vapidust, so I am bingoing. Back-to-back bingos are always very sweet because they're wholly undeserved, given that you're dealing with 7 random tiles. So dead level. Is opponent about to bingo? If not, I should be moving into the lead. So Vapidust gets doubled, Traipsed doesn't, and nothing through the R can get doubled, so certainly the V bingo is best. I don't think Vapidust has an anagram. Gosh, I so nearly missed that anagram of Icterid, and I was feeling sorry for myself because that bingo didn't play. But fortunately, Dictia came to mind. Tarziped also good through the R. Should my V spot be blocked? Now, opponent plays Viol. Viol takes A and S. What are the 7s with this rack, if any? Not sure there are any, although it looks very high probability. But I think Vapidust looks best for 82. Pretty good. I have 2 vowels and some scoring tiles. A third back-to-back bingo is a little much to hope for. I have the man and men suffix, but I'm not seeing a bingo. So priorities are to get rid of 2 of my 3 scoring tiles, or all 3. And the priority would be F and W. 4 and few are both good. So Vapidust was nice, doesn't really create any new bingo lanes, and obstructs the floaters in Viol. Now, few plays under Dictia. What else do I have? My M can go next to the U. Not seeing anything there. The Voidance hook remains available. Wow, if I had 2 N's, I could play Fen Man. I have Freener, but that keeps M and W. Now, just 10 for opponent. And opponent sweetens the pot for few. Look at this, 33 points. Quite a decent rack leave. I'm not going to get into trouble with this. Few does take an S, but otherwise not really providing anything for opponent. Is this best? I was looking at column 2, plays making avoidance, but hadn't seen anything better than Freener. And that's about 36 points. Similar to the score for few, and few has a much better rack leave. I am going with this. Pretty good. Is Amarone good? It may be, and if it is, it plays in column 10, setting up a triple-triple lane, or in row N, making Viola. Now, opponent bingos. If Amarone's is good, well, if Amarone is good, it certainly takes an S and plays in column 15. Do I have anything? Does Amarone's have an anagram, possibly a triple-triple? Not seeing one, so let me see if this stays on. And it does. Fantastic. So I have a 90-point lead. My F goes nicely between E and Y. I have Flux and Lux on my rack. Still a Z to come, and Amarone's has set up a super hot Z spot. It will be galling if opponent has the Z, because then they'll be breathing down my neck, which shouldn't be happening when you've got 3 bingos down. However, so if that spot stays available, should I be taking it? Well, do I have any FU plays? I do, I have Fug. That's quite nice. Yeah, and then there's nothing great for the Z. And surely if opponent had the Z, they would have played it. So, supposing that spot is taken, what's the best I can do? I can't see anything better than just the solitary F between E and Y, which leaves a pretty ropey rack leave. So is there anywhere for flux? Oh great, opponent takes that Z spot, only scores 27 points. So, is there really nothing better than FY here? Not seeing it. I would like to turn over tiles. There's a blank to come. My lead is slender. Wow, there is a flux spot here. I'm not going to play this, but flux with 37 just sets up such an easy scoring spot for opponent with a couple of vowels. Well, I'm struggling with only one vowel in terms of making parallel plays. Do I have anything through this P? Extremely unlikely. XI is good, but nothing goes in front of did or C. No N for chin. Gosh, what a tricky spot. So, supposing I do play just the F, 29 points, not good. I've got the F for far, but no way of playing that twice. 12 minutes on my clock, 15 on opponents. So what about a play through the E of Sarni's? Do I have anything in that spot? Not really. I have flex, but flex takes an O, and flex doesn't score very much. What about through E and I? Just exit. 21 points. Let me count the remaining vowels. 13 out of 32. Slightly vowel dry. X can go between E and O, but I'm not seeing any plays other than just Ox. Well, maybe I should do this. Gets rid of all my non-bingo-y tiles, F, U and X. What's the worst opponent could do? What goes in front of U that's still to come? N. And G. So G's the most. Nothing goes in front of LO, so the most opponent could do up here would be go. 39 points. I think this is worth doing. 37 is decent and way ahead of anything else I've seen. So I have Gestalt. 4 does take an A in front. Oh wow, Gestalt doesn't quite play in column 2. Gantlets is good. Oh wow, N 1 square too low. What else do I have? Does Gantlets have an anagram? Oh wow, 80-point bingo from opponent. That was unexpected. My lead just 20 points. Floating E, Galette doesn't quite play. D doesn't look useful. E can go in front of X. I have nothing that goes in front of U apart from G, and GE not good. And GA not good. So Gestalt was the 7. Does that really not play? Oh wow, so, well, not really, but column 2 is a bingo lane with lots of overlaps. Viol doesn't take an E. I don't think Galette's has an anagram. Gatelet's not good. Not seeing anything with the D, so I don't have a bingo. Not many bingo lanes on the board. I don't think Newt is good, otherwise I could play Gut. 9 minutes on my clock. SO, not a bingo lane. What about T and L? Not seeing anything there. So what to do? I could play Talc. I'd rather play off the G, there's one more to come. I do have the last S. Let me count the remaining vowels again. 9 out of 21. And no A's or O's to come. If I played off just GT, then what's left is pretty good. And I can do that here, not interfering with any lanes, only 13 points, but a pretty good rack leave. And bear in mind, column 2 is pretty hot for the A. Anything ending AL works in that spot. A also goes in front of 4. And this is a very good 5-letter set. There's also a 7-letter lane for A in second place. I am going with this. Okay, so I have Teasels with A in third place. That doesn't play in row N. Doesn't play in column 2. Tig has slightly interfered with the E. That wasn't intended. So, what do I have? Yeah, 35 for opponent. So I lead by 1, 10 tiles in the bag. How can I get value from the Z? Do I have a play with the A? Not seeing one. Czar is good. I have Waz. It does burn the A, but it's 53 points. Can I do any better than that? Well, what about playing Zepp? It keeps this really good 5-letter set, and although there aren't many bingo lanes on this board, and although Zepp is interfering with column 2, but not eliminating it, row N, Viola, certainly works, and this gives me a lot of flexibility. I'm not going to get duplicate A, and the A is always going to be handy for a 4, and opponent cannot play or block that spot. And 42 points is not that far off the score for Waz. I am going with this. Not a kind pickup, K and G. Not bingo-y. However, the K does have scoring potential. I could play Keg, which is more in terms of maximising the rack leave. Not seeing anything ending in A. I lead by 30 or 40 points, and look at the remaining pool. Very non-bingo-y. 2 U's and a W, 2 B's. and no A's or O's. So I feel I'm in a strong position. I just need to keep scoring. My G can go between U and A, so I've got GAC in that spot. That's nice. Albeit, well, the E isn't really available after viol. But GAC, 19 points. Okay, so opponent scores well, sorts their rack out, getting rid of B and U. Remaining pool remains non-bingo-y. 2 tiles left. I'm not particularly worried about row O, should I be? My lead is only 13 points. Yes, I probably should be a little concerned. However, what's the worst opponent can do in row O? Opponent has taken out the viola hook and Zepp obstructed column 2. So A has value as a front hook for a 4 and just as a vowel. I still like GAC. I think this score is quite nice. It leaves 1 in the bag, which any play in row O would not do. 19 points. I already lead by 13. This is going to put me 32 points in the lead. I like this. Is that enough? I've still got the A for avoidance. So in fact, I'm retaining Tesla on my rack. 30-point play. I think that has sealed the deal for me. I am going with GAC. So I have halites. Not sure if that has an anagram. Not seeing anything with the Z. Halites does play in row O, so I am expecting opponent to play there. 4 minutes on my clock, 12 on opponents. I have shelter in column 2, SHELTA. Great. Opponents does have an out. They've got pube on their rack. Does that play anywhere? Don't think it does. Now, do I really not have a bingo? Column 2 available for A something E. So ale or 8. And it could end A something ES. So AT. No, not seeing anything there. Does halites have an anagram? Not seeing it. So this is what I'm thinking of. Shelter, 38 points. That's pretty decent. I'm not gifting opponent any hot or any outplay, rather. Am I going to go out with an I? Is good. And so is id. Yeah. What's the worst opponent can do with the openings created by shelter? Not very much. I am going with this. So I lead by 40 odd points. Opponent needs to go out and score something of that order to win. I don't think that is going to happen. So if opponent isn't going out, what's the best I can do with my I? Is for 6. I'm just working my way down the board. Nothing better than 6 so far. And 5 for id. Kig not good. Yeah, just having a look at the vertical plays in case I overlooked them. And I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, 16 for opponent. And opponent provides pie for 8. And the final score, 448 for opponent, 485 for me, a winning margin of 37 points, so a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. Wow, what a game. Very exciting stuff. Close until the end. It was me to go first. And I had this rack. Phew, no missed bingo here, but I think Rooty probably better than Loy. Yeah, I didn't really like the rack leave after Loy that much. Now, opponent plays Koyo. And what do? I played Joe for 13, only 7 more points on offer, and Joe left a pretty decent rack leave, so I like my play. Great bingo by opponent, avoidance, K3. Could have played invades and Koyos for 11 more points. Now, did I miss something? No missed bingo here, but there was Vera and avoidance for 36. I didn't see that. I went with Var for 22 and a better rack leave than it, but Vera a better play. Opponent gets nearly 50 points with the Q, so has a good lead. But look at this, opponent's play has provided the only spot on the board for my bingo. Opponent plays Viol, and here we go. I have a back-to-back bingo with Vapidust, but M3. Tallyped's also playable for the same score, but putting a vowel under this double letter square. I didn't consider that. I was happy with the score and board position after Vapidust. Now, opponent's rack. Okay, I was waiting for a bingo to come up. Nunes is good. It obviously doesn't play. So opponent plays Nu for 10. I lead by 60. And yeah, I play in this spot. I play Few here. Fawn playable and Wafer for similar scores, but the rack leave after Few of MANR is quite nice. And a 4-letter play opens access to column 15 if you've got an S. So opponent does have Sarnies. They would have had Sarnies for a lot more if I'd played Fawn. Now, here we go. Super rack and my third bingo in 4 plays. Amarones for 83. And the only alternative bingo, N5, Amarone and Viola. Opponent's rack plays Mag. And here we go. I hesitated about this, but every move has its price, and 37 for Flux was too much to resist. Now, opponent's rack. And this is where things get exciting because I have a 100-point lead. I wasn't expecting opponent to bingo, and they do for a big score, and now my lead just 23 points. Phew, no missed bingo here. What do? I play Tig for 13, which is 10 off the pace, but I'm keeping Tesla. T and G, yeah, and Tesla is a really decent 5-letter set with the hot A spots on the board and the A on my rack being the last one. Now, opponent's rack plays NE, and my lead has shrunk to just 1 point. Oh, wow, 70 point Z play in row N, Zedas. I didn't see that. I did see Waz, and I went with Zep. Again, keeping Tesla, so I'm sacrificing 28 points. But I really like this 5-letter rack leave. There are bingo lanes and A spots on the board. And the remaining pool is non-bingo-y. So look at this. Horror show for opponent, B and 2 U's. does well to spot Bedouin. But I still lead by 13 points. I'm on turn, 2 tiles in the bag. Oh, 6 gasket for 39, emptying the bag. Yeah, that probably wins because ordinarily you leave tiles in the bag, and emptying a bag is a problem because opponent can bingo, but I don't think opponent is going to bingo with this pool, so emptying the bag, less of a problem. However, given that opponent can't bingo, and I didn't think they could score very much in row O, and given that I'm again retaining Tesla, I like this play. So opponent plays Ritz, and now did I miss a bingo at the end? Nope, I didn't. But there was Sheila as well as Shelter. Would it have been better to retain a T than an I? No obvious super hot T spots. Now, opponent's rack, no out available. They play Beep, and finally Pie for 8 is best. So, what a game. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Loads of bingos from both of us, so it ended up being a close end game. But fortunately, I had a nice rack at the end, while the unseen pool was pretty grim. So, although we were fairly close in score towards the end, I felt that I had a significant advantage, and so it proved. So, many thanks to opponent for a good battle. I hope you enjoyed watching that game. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.